are now in tune on the one, the force itself. At this time, we call it the Master Blaster Jamming. I'm your host for the Underground News Network, your brother the Rastafari, Ital, Iman, You are now in tune. Sule Greg Wilson, Pickin', Jump, Jim Crow, yeah. That's it. Woo! Sule Greg Wilson, Jump, Jim Crow, yeah. You are now in tune. On the one, the force itself. At this time, we call it the Master Blaster Jamming. I have found my words to be audible to spiritual ears only. I come to let you know that music is the key to life, and you are now in tune. On the one, the force itself. At this time called the Master Blaster Jamming. I will now reveal a letter to you sent to me from a man who chooses to be called Blue Sky Wolf. Greetings. I have been following your words for a little while now, and I believe you are correct. The reverberation of sound is the physical representation of ancestral energies. This we will call Jump Jim Crow. It is more than an old minstrel song and a tool for cultural degradation. The lyrics, the ragtime posters, the music, the dance, and the associated symbolic imagery are also clues that our ancestors left to medicine teachers like ourselves. I would not have found this information if you had not focused me on Stevie Wonder's Master Blaster Jamming. I would not have connected these subjects with any certainty until your teachings on the importance of spiritual sound. I thank you and wish to share this information with you, Blue Sky Wolf. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself. At this time, we call it the Master Blaster Jamming. We are currently working on a presentation to present our findings or theorem, which will become a series of lectures. This new revelation by Blue Sky Wolf, in harmony with my teachings, I believe finalized the power of the Master Blaster Jamming. You will be surprised by what we have found. Blue Sky Wolf chooses, in the tradition of the sages, to remain anonymous, i.e. invisible. Blue Sky Wolf is Native American black man who believes in the teachings of his people and the Moorish science movement started by Noble Drew Ali. He says he believed them to be true. I was chosen by a hidden brotherhood to study their findings, as they believed it was a missing link to my own. And if I found it to be true, that I should build upon it and present it as one with my own teachings. Even though Blue Sky Wolf chooses to be silent and not known, I choose to mention the name Blue Sky Wolf from time to time, or I will say the Hidden Brotherhood, in respect to the Native American spirit, which we have come to know as Moorish, which is still Maya and Anunnaki, etc. We have come to find the key to the unity of all religions right here in the wilderness of North America. We will call it Jim Crow. We have found, like Egypt has its great pyramids and its message, like Stonehenge has its message, there is an enigma until now hidden in America, awaiting to be discovered. We have found that hidden treasure. Before you dismiss us, just hold tight, for soon
upon Orbship Earth, if you by chance meet the holy man, your heart is no longer your heart. Your mind is no longer your mind. For his heart is in the heart of God. His mind is in the heart of God. His mind is in the mind of God. If by chance you meet the holy man upon Orbship Earth, treat him with the utmost respect. For this respect is the beginning of the path of reprobation. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself at this time, called the Holy Master Blaster Jamin. When the Prophet Muhammad was upon Orbship Earth, when all the prophets were upon Orbship Earth at one time or another, it could not be said to them that you are wrong in your opinion, because the prophets had not opinion. The word of the prophet was the word of the gods. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself at this time, we call the Holy Master Blaster Jamin. We have came to Orbship Earth many times before. We have loved our loved ones. There has been no doubt about this. Noah loved his sons, but one of them did not make it, for he went against the laws of his father. The wife of Noah, she did not make it because she went against the laws of her husband. The wife of Lot, she looked back and turned into a pillar of salt. She did not make it because she turned against the laws of her husband. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself at this time we call the Holy Master Blaster Jamin. In the wilderness of North America today, our men are gay, our women are lesbian. Since the 1960s, the woman liberation movement has caused the women to turn against the men. I am not saying that it is all the woman's fault, but many of the women today do not wish to hear what their men have to say. There is no submission. There is no honor. They stand up, fight you toe to toe. There's always an argument. When there are arguments, it becomes psychological warfare. This is the beginning of becoming a reprobate. What they don't know is that the chosen man of God If one sends thoughts of negativity towards him, those thoughts turn and go back towards you. I have found during my journey that evil is oftentimes ignorance, not knowing itself to be so. There are some upon Orbship Earth that feels like they are educated. They feel like they have their own mind. They feel like they know. If the Bible is allegory, metaphor, and simile, and each noun has a deeper level of meaning, shouldn't we also see the three-dimensional life as that? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word dwelled among the people, and the people knew it not. This movie that we are in, some people are just walking into the movie. It is dark and their eyes have not focused yet, so they do not see. They were not here when the movie first began, so they don't know. All they know is what they have read. The Rastafari is not an ordinary man. He moves in an ordinary world, but in a non-ordinary way. The Rastafari transforms his surroundings. Once you listen to truth from the Rasta man, you are no longer the same. You are held responsible. If that truth be truth from the gods, you say you are interested in it. Once you get in and start learning it, learn the sacred rites, the sacred lore, the secrets of secrets from the holies of holies, and then you try to tell that holy man that he is not holy, that he is like everyone else, that he is subject to mistakes like everyone else. It is not that type ball game. The one chosen came with a message. That message is from the gods. That message cannot be altered. So it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. There's nothing new, said the holy man, under the sun. We can beat the odds. The Master Jesus said, in order to receive the Holy Spirit, he made an example out of wine vats. The old stagnant wine had to be poured out in order for new wine to be functional. Meaning, you have to empty your minds of the negativity, of the wrong information received before being touched by the holy man. You are now in tune. On the one, the force itself at this time we call the Holy Master Blaster Jamming. We say, what are you talking about? I am saying that one becomes reprobate the moment he starts going against truth coming from the mouthpiece of the gods. This is how the magic works. Selah. It is true that in the wilderness of North America we are a people subject to opinions. It is the magic of the day. Everyone has his own opinion. If there should be a blueprint that this house of life be built upon, it was said in the beginning, let it be the script. All of the holy books are one. All of the holy books are one. God is it that dwells within me as me. God is it that you call God is it that dwells within you as you. The Rastafari says one perfect love. All of the prophets get their inspiration, get the word from the rose of prophecy known by the Sufi as Abraham. It is that word that spoke existence into being. from the Holy Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, the Vedas, all of the Holy Scriptures are one voice, each a aspect of the whole, each an aspect of the whole. In the Quran, under the code 19, it is a yardstick by which we measure all things in the 21st century. It has been every six since the existence of orb ship Earth, the yardstick by which we measure truth, and it that governs all mankind, dictated by the mighty gods, builders of the pyramids, the ancient fuzzy wuzzies, the ancient big-nosed, big-lipped ones who came up from the black hole on their own. Spring comes, the grass grows of its own. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself. By this time we call it the Holy Master Blaster Jamin. This is to say, there is but one God, there is but one truth. The first law of nature is self-preservation, meaning not being selfish, I'll get him before he gets me, but to preserve your life force. By doing so, by preserving your life force, you preserve your own health, build your immune system, you preserve your body. In the ancient of times, men lived to be of great age, and they traveled by spaceships to different planets. It is known that the 3 stars in the belt of Orion point to the star Sirius, from which the information upon orb ship Earth come from. In the middle of Orion, it is literally heaven, a stargate leading to heaven. It was the objective of all the ancient ones to return home. In the church lore, we hear of such tales in allegory, metaphor, similes. Every noun has a deeper level of meaning. So there is a blueprint by which we live upon orb ship Earth. It is called astrotheology. At the end of every era, there is a natural disaster and there is a means of survival. In this time, it is called the Holy Book of Wonder, and we present something so simple to you, an orchestration, a symphony in concert for the major prophets who are still alive by the will of the gods. Gather, as it is written, when 2 or more gather in his name, thinking on one thing, the Master is in their midst, the force is in their midst. And we know if we send our voice upon the Son, the angels will hear it. There was an agreement, the covenant. The ark is a vehicle by which the covenant is carried. That vehicle was reggae music and funk music and soul music, basically funk and reggae. The agreement was, when it came time of the deluge, when it came a time of same-sex marriage, when the heathen's back is upon the wall, that we cry out in unison that the gods remember the covenant. And it is written in the Holy Quran, it is binding on the gods to honor the covenant. Yes, So we are out in the streets, Black Lives Matter. It is true that all lives upon orb ship Earth matter, but the current scenario in the streets is mere illusion. So it is written in a place for us to see. They want us to join the fighting, but our answer today is to let all of our worries like a breeze through our fingers slip away. Why should we not join the fighting? Because that is an illusion of Satan. It is 2015, not 1963. So everything in the streets is contrived by certain factions in the social system, by the rulers of the social system, and the masses, called the Goyim, are basically illiterate when it comes to arcane things. They cannot see that the revolution, so-called, was not to be violent, and that revolution is over. If anyone could have pulled it off, it would have been St. Malcolm. We know this through our research. We know that Malcolm made contact with Red China. We know that China, Mao Zedong, had promised if America go against the black man in the wilderness of North America, China would come to our aid. We know this, but the God said, we will not have this. In the future we have for your redemption. As the prophet Bob Marley says, we free our people with music, the Holy Master Blaster jamming. So for the last 33 years we have been delivering this information, and as the Pope traveled the wilderness of North America and the Speaker of the House stepped down, and we have shown in our videos, and we gathered from other research with our own information fusing, there is no contradiction at the top. All the different elements have fused, making one great synthesis. It is the wisdom of the Rastafari Mystery School, delivered to you via Ital, Iman, Editor-in-Chief, Underground News Network. We have learnt that there is a shake-up in the higher structures of the matrix, and that certain factions that have been ruling are no longer ruling. So it is prophesied in the song, when the heathen's back is against the wall, rise up, fallen fighters, rise and take your stance again. He who fights and runs away, live to fight another day. So now is that time. Like the ones buried in the pyramids, to rise upon the day of the last trumpet, the days of resurrection. As ones are buried in the mounds, and sound vibration will resurrect them as proof of the resurrection, truth as proof that the word is truth from the Ancient of Days, and they will have their book. We will have our book. It is written that by the faith of Noah, the elders were given a good report, and that report in this time is the Holy Book of Wonder. So we will reveal the secret places of the lion. The Pope is doing his thing. The so-called Illuminati is being dismantled. They are doing their thing before the return of Nibiru. Why can't I do our thing? Be not afraid. Come to Zion. Everything is ready. The Zionists, and it is written in a place for us to see, they are not of God, but of the synagogue of Satan. Yes, be not afraid, for I that dwell within the eye is more powerful than he that is in the world. Is more powerful than he is in the world. Yes, you are now in tune. On the one, the force itself at this time we call the Holy Master Blaster jamming. So if what I am saying is true, you are being judged at this moment. You are responsible for your actions at this moment. And if you have been listening to me and you have turned your back on me, saying that I don't have the authority to say what I say, when I simply say unto you, Babylon is fallen, leave Babylon. If you have gay friends, you got to let them go. God did not approve of that. If you are gay, it is time to repent. There is still time. The man of God cannot be judged. It is written in a place for us to see, be mindful how you entertain strangers, for they may be the very elect of God. And in my realm there are shamans. Good and bad is on the opposite sides of the coin. In my realm there are shamans. There are men around me who might wear makeup, who might wear glitter on their face. They are mystics. The average homosexual out there that's practicing bending over, letting people pop them in the butts, they are not married. They don't have wives. It is time to let them go. Even if they are your blood, your own flesh and blood, it is time to let them go. It is a time of purging. We're at the time of the purging, the great purging. The great purging. Some of you who are claiming to be revolutionaries and who are claiming to be enlightened beings, you are yet babies. There is much yet that you haven't seen. There is much yet that you know not about. I am the Rastafari Ital Iman, a spiritual traveler of this world. I come to let you know that music is the key to life, and you are now in tune on the one, the force itself. At this time, we call it the Holy Master Blaster Jamming. If one does not know one is wrong, one is insane, one has a reprobate mind. And the only way for one to have salvation is from the words of the holy man. He is the only one that can unlock your mind. Envy, jealousy, and greed are the demons of reprobation. It is what causes one's mind to be locked. If one is disillusioned and know that he is disillusioned, and in his heart he always wants to be right, then one will fall farther and farther into such disillusion. This is most prevalent upon our women today, who have a small inkling to be men. How did this come about? Through the food, through the air. It was an orchestrated effort by the evil powers that be upon the plane of Orb-ship Earth. First, it started with slavery. Some women upon Orb-ship Earth secretly admire other women, and they seek to be men. But the men are not strong enough to exorcise these demons. So these women use their bodies to control the men that love them. But what they should know is that the holy man, or the Rastafari, has risen above the body, and the body does not dictate his love. Lusting after the flesh on the lower level is not love. Love begins in the heart. Love is not seen, yet it is not emotion. Woman is emotion. A real man is reason. So emotion and reason has to become one, equally checked. Opposites attract, i.e. male and female. Like repels, i.e. male and male, female and female. Now we know we are all freaky and we like to see women going at it. And then we say, we can tolerate that, but we can't tolerate man going at it. Well, neither one is right. So we have to be as close to right as we can. Definitely not two men, okay? And women, there's a law of nature. Automatically obey your husband. And if you're more intelligent than him, guide him through your wisdom. It's just a law. If you go against him, something happens to your mind automatically. Especially if the man has raised his consciousness to the God level, something automatically happens to you. And if the man loves you, that's a terrible thing for him to see you lose your mind. Brothers, take heed to what the Rasta man is saying. Be righteous. Treat the woman right. Treat her correctly. Don't slip around on her. Don't, if at all possible, she should know where you're at. Don't keep no secrets. I mean, you two love each other, so you should know where each other at, just in case something happens. Keep your cell phone close by. What I'm saying is it's time to be righteous, because a lot of women out there today have been abused so badly to the point of whoredom, to the point of not trusting anyone, to the point of being disillusioned. We're in a bad way today, brothers and sisters. This little discourse is a prayer for salvation of the people, a prayer of love, that the women humble themselves before the righteous men, that the magic that the gods intended be functional. It is said, written in a place for us to see, when two or more gather together, agreeing on one thing, truth is in their midst, the Lord is in their midst, the law works for them, the law is in their midst. And this magic is based upon a functional vehicle called faith. It is written in a place for us to see that faith is the evidence of things hoped for and the substance of things not seen. The two words evidence and substance are two tangible things. Therefore, what one desire is there already happened. True prayer is but desire. Realization is prayer thus answered. You are now in tune. On the one, the force itself at this time we call the Holy Master Blaster Jamming. If you prayed for your holy man to come along, your man made whole by the forces of life, come along, and he comes along, stay with him. Even if it is difficult, the purging is for a reason. The chosen one has vision. He looks into the future. You have no worries. You are guided by the forces of life. And everything in life is on the one.